Hello, and welcome to episode 16. Yes, 68 episodes. Yeah, I thought it'd take me 68 episodes. Episode 16. But we're still alive, so that's a good start. And we're still in the end, and still trying to make our way forward, and still going incredibly fast. So, I'm editing this not long after I finished editing my last episode 15. So I was going to say last week, but episode 15. So I'm going to, in a sense, carry on with the conversation from that one. Now, when I was narrating on episode 15, I was saying about how I'm late to YouTube. So I knew of YouTube. I had watched YouTube videos in the days. I'll be honest. If there was a film I wanted to watch and it wasn't available to watch for free anywhere, I would normally look on YouTube to see if it was available there, and I'd watch many films that way. It gives you an idea of how long ago this was. And occasionally I'd go on, I'd search for how to do something. I was playing Minecraft Pocket Edition mostly then. I had access to a laptop, but it wasn't good enough to play Minecraft. So it was on a tablet. And I'd be like, oh, how do I make this? Or how do I do this? Because, struggle, like, flying with an elytra back then, the way it worked, it was just almost impossible. So I'd type in how to do such and such on Minecraft Pocket Edition. I always specified Pocket Edition, because I need to know how to do it on the tablet. And then videos would come up like, yes, how to do such and such on Minecraft Pocket Edition, and it'd be clearly it was Minecraft for Windows. So it wasn't really given, if it was how to make something, then that was fine, but if it was how to make something work while using a touchscreen, it was useless. And the two videos that sort of turned me off YouTube full stop for quite a few years, there was one where I put into how to do something, how to make something, and I clicked on the video that claimed to do that, and it wasn't a huge one. And I watched the video, and basically it was the guy who was playing Minecraft. He was talking about stuff. Something happened to his build. I think he got hit by a lightning strike and caught fire, and then so he put the fire out and fixed it, and that was the end of the video. At no point did it touch on anything that the title said what I was there for. And so, perfect example of clickbait. A video claiming it was going to do something, and it didn't. So it was that one, and then the final straw for me was, sorry, still croaky, is one that most of us, I think, at some point fell for, the ether. Yes, the ether portal. Watching the video on, did the water bottle glitch again? This whole new dimension, which, as far as I was aware, was a part of Minecraft. So I made the glowstone portal, put the water in it, and of course nothing happened. So I'm searching videos like, why is this not working? What am I doing wrong? And then finding out it's actually a mod, and that you had to download something. At this point, I just wasn't going to do that. It was on the tablet. It wasn't really going to be powerful enough to support those sorts of things. And it annoyed me because the videos I had made it out as if this was a part of vanilla Minecraft. And it was so disappointing to find this whole amazing new dimension that you thought you were getting wasn't there. You had to download stuff. So for me, that was the final straw for YouTube for a good few years. So most of my social media is on Facebook. I am the Facebook generation. I was there for the beginning of Facebook. I remember what came before it. Here we go, a good example of showing my age. Who here remembers Friends Reunited? Most of you were like, what? But that was the first real thing for reconnecting with friends and families, and you had to pay for using that. And then Facebook came along, and it was like, great. I think it was like MySpace as well. So yeah, and I would occasionally watch videos on Facebook, and I got into these some strange things. For a while I was watching a lot of these sort of almost commercial or infomercial things, and they were from like Vietnam, South Korea, and all that, those sort of areas, and they were fascinating because a lot of them had like morals attached to it. It's a case of evil mother-in-law treating daughter-in-law badly and then coming to regret it when she realizes that actually the daughter-in-law was really good, or evil son treating his mother badly, sort of thing. But they were fascinating because it gave an insight to a whole different culture and how they were trying to, in a way, change how their culture viewed certain people and help evolve. And for me, it was absolutely fascinating. And I'll be watching these, and occasionally, like, Facebook would then recommend things, and some of them were relevant, some of them weren't. And it randomly one day recommended this animation. It was a Minecraft-based animation, and it was about a guy called Steve, a pig called Porkchop, and a chick. And then the chicken was sort of like an evil mastermind type thing, and they were just really incompetent, and it was funny because they weren't long, and it was just so funny and silly, and I did enjoy watching them. So of course Facebook then started recommending a few other things. There was some content by some people don't know who they were, and there'd be a group of them, and one of them would get trapped somewhere by the others, and he'd have to try to escape, or they would kidnap his pet, and he'd come up with some elaborate way of getting revenge, and so on and so forth. But then I also got recommended 2 other content creators. I got recommended some videos by Fit on the server called 2B2T. So I started watching them, and I found it fascinating. I found his videos interesting. You can tell he was trained as a teacher. But the whole 2B world just absolutely caught my imagination. The whole anarchy Minecraft caught my imagination. Just learning about that this was out there, and this has been there for years. And it was like, that's me. The number of times I'd built stuff on Minecraft, and then once I build them, I'd just blow it up. Because, I was done with it. So that caught my interest. And then I also got recommended some videos by Take the Blade. And it was stuff to do with SMP Earth, Dream SMP, some of his Bed Wars stuff. And it was his content that made me go, I want to know more. Because Facebook didn't do it in any chronicle or just chronological order, it didn't always make sense of what was happening with like the Dream SMP stuff or the SMP Earth, because it was only little snapshots. It was maybe like 5 minutes, so you weren't getting the full episode. You might get a little clip from the Potato Wars. So I actually went and googled Take the Blade. What happens next, sort of thing. Of I think it was not the Fall of the Manburg, it was like the Red Festival or something, one of them, for the Dream SMP. What's going on, because I was getting things out of order. So I googled it, and I went on, found him on YouTube, and started watching his content. And I absolutely loved it, because it showed me a different side to Minecraft, but a whole different side to YouTube. And in turn, watching his content led me to other creators. So I started watching Filza, watching a little bit of Schlatt, was watching Fit, which in turn led me to SalC1. Watching things like Minecraft Mondays, though I didn't watch Minecraft Monday when it was happening. I came to it much later, but I went back and watched the content. And yeah, it just led me to different people. So it was sort of a domino effect. Yeah, I'd watch something and then somebody else would be involved in it. So it was by watching these guys that I found out about Green and Mumbo and Hermitcraft. And so I started watching their stuff. By watching their stuff, I found out about Impulse and Zombie Cleo and Pearlescent Moon. So I'm starting watching their stuff. I've now started watching Doc M77. So I do watch a lot of Hermitcraft stuff. I love their content. I love the things they do. And I find it very inspiring for things that I want to do. You know, a lot of them will do tutorial videos on how to do things. And I find that really, really helpful. And I enjoy the chaotic nature of a little bit more of a wholesome situation. But I wouldn't be watching them. And I'll be honest, I would not be making these YouTube videos if it wasn't for finding Technoblade's content. And seeing, he sort of showed me that there's far more to YouTube and making videos than what I thought. What I'd always thought when people said, oh, you know, people making videos of gameplay is literally people playing vanilla Minecraft or, you know, just playing a game normally. I never even gave a thought of roleplay or playing with mods or anything like that. You know, the whole SMP Earth stuff. Something like that didn't even occur to me could exist. And if Facebook hadn't recommended his content to me when it did, I wouldn't be doing this video now. If Facebook hadn't recommended this random ex-teacher from Florida who has a deep voiceover TV voice, I wouldn't be playing on 2v2T now. So yes, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm another one who ended up here due to FitMC. Not him personally, but his videos on 2B caught my interest. And I didn't stop at 2B, I looked then at other Anarchy type servers. I've said in the previous video, when not long after I started playing on here, I did look into Constantium. And because there were so few people on there at the time, and it was just another 1.12 server, and you had to be whitelisted to join, I decided not to bother. Now I do because they've updated and done away with the whitelist. I'm enjoying it more, enjoying it so much. But one of the main reasons I did start playing on multiplayers, not just because I enjoyed the chaos of Anarchy servers, it was the opportunity to play with other people, to be a part of groups, have that interaction. Sometimes when I'm playing on a server like 2B, it does feel very much like a single player world because I'm a long way from anybody. But then I'll go back to spawn and it's suddenly a case of I may not necessarily see any other players, but you're very aware that they're there, and it takes a whole different gameplay because suddenly you're not only just dealing with the landscape and the world, but you're dealing with the possibility that somebody may come up behind you and stab you in the back. And I enjoy that challenge. I enjoy that sort of excitement of you don't know what's going to happen. The server I play on, yes, you saw that there. Somebody towered up to use a gateway. That's not a good sign when you think you're a long way from anybody. You know, it's a case of I know nobody's going to be probably here, but somebody potentially has been here. And that's a little bit concerning when you're trying to find an unlooted ship. I do apologise for my... I do apologise for my slight slip up there with the language. That was not what it was supposed to be. I was going to say ship, and then I was sort of thinking city at the same time, and it sort of came out to say something else entirely. And yes, I did say exactly what you thought you heard me say, and I apologise for that. I really hope that sort of thing is unloaded, because that's a little bit you. I've had to unblock enough toilets at the school of work. Not going down that conversation. So yeah, so that's something I wanted to say about how come I'm so late to YouTube and why I'm doing it. doing these videos because of other creators, because they've shown me what. Yes, that was not a happy moment seeing that, because as you can see I'm still using cobble, and seeing that somebody bridged, it is not a good feeling. That means if there is a city close by, it's unlikely to be unlooted. So at this point, you really don't want to be seeing signs of other players. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, so watching other people's content is what's encouraged me to make my own. Now, last episode I was saying about how I do this for fun because I don't want to feel pressured or under any obligation to make videos, and that's what keeps it fun. Now, when I did that video, I actually talked about something else, and then realised halfway through what I was talking about that the video had actually come to an end. So I had to cut that section out and then record a different section. So what I talked about was how when I discovered what YouTube content and Twitch, when I eventually discovered Twitch, which I am very new to Twitch. I'm not a big fan of Twitch, but because a lot of the creators I sometimes watch do stream on Twitch, I end up having to use it. But for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Twitch. But anyway, that's a different conversation. And I remember thinking when I, was first watching things like, Techno and Fit and other creators, and that these people make their living out of it. And I remember thinking, I wish I'd known about this sooner. I wish I knew about this was a possibility 5, 6, 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, I wasn't in a good place. I was not in a good financial situation. I was in quite a lot of debt. I was in a job I hated. My mental health was taking a battering. It just was not a good place for me. And I remember thinking, God, if I'd known about that, this is something I could have done. I could have been working and then been making videos, and I might have, got good enough, especially being early days, to have made a career out of it. And I was watching a Philza stream, and people were asking about, advice for getting started on streaming and stuff like that. And his advice was literally, just press go live sort of thing. But he always gave one piece of advice to people. He always says, do it for the right reasons. With him, he'd been doing it for years before the whole baby zombie situation happened and his channel went viral, and he's managed to keep it going to the point where he was able to escape retail and make it his full-time career, and he's been able to keep the momentum going ever since. But his advice to always do it for the right reasons, I just remember listening to that thinking, you know what, he is spot on with that. If I'd known about content creation back when I was struggling, I would have gone for it. I would have looked at making videos. I would have invested money, which I didn't have, into technology, and I would have been desperate for success. I would have been so desperate to succeed that it would have come across. There would have been no way of hiding it. That desperation would have been there, and it would have guaranteed that I would have failed. There was no way that I would have been able to hide how desperate I was for my channel to succeed, because to me it seemed like a solution to my problems, and it would have been for the wrong reasons. And yeah, looking back thinking, I'm so glad I didn't. As much as I regret missing so much amazing content and creators who no longer make videos, and getting to watch people in the early days of their career and watch that career develop, a part of me is so glad that I didn't, because it would have probably led me down a different path, which potentially would have actually made my life and situation far worse, because I would have been so craving the success, not for the sake of making good videos, but for the monetary, literally to make the money, to be able to quit the job I hated, become debt free, which absolutely, don't blame anybody, because now I am debt free. I know how amazing that feeling of relief is when you're finally not having to worry every month of how you're going to balance your pay and literally living paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, it hit home for me that that comment, do it for the right reasons. So I make these videos now because I enjoy making them. I have, at the time of recording, I have 31 subscribers. I'm not going to lie, that's 25 more than I thought I'd ever have. And I love the fact that there's 31 people, no, 25, who friends and family don't have a choice. They are legally obliged to be supportive and at least be subscribed, even if they never watch my content. But that there are people out there who have never met me, or unlikely to ever meet me, who have enjoyed the stuff I've done enough that they've actually hit the subscribe button. And to me, that's like mind blowing. It's a case of, it is such, how to explain. I don't know how to explain how it makes me feel. I'm proud of the stuff I'm doing, that people like it and enjoying it, but I feel so grateful to those people, and to you guys, because the people I'm talking to right now, those people who have hit the subscribe button and who hit the like button and watch my videos, and who have messaged me on Discord and have reached out to me and have encouraged me. And I'm so immensely grateful, because you've encouraged me just by being there, just by taking an interest. And that is an amazing thing, and it's an amazing feeling. I know a few of you have channels, and I've got into the habit now of anybody in any of the groups I'm a member of, if I find out any of them have a channel, I will hit that subscribe button and I'll watch their content and I'll give them a thumbs up, because I know how having somebody do that for me makes me feel. And if I can do that and help and encourage somebody else, then yeah, I'm going to do it. And a lot of the content I end up watching, I really enjoy. I enjoy watching their videos. And it's an amazing thing that we get to do that. We get to support and encourage each other in this way. And I think for the most cases we're all pretty much very small flies in the big scheme of things. I think a couple of people have subscriber counts in the triple figures, but most of us in double figures. But yeah, so thank you to everybody who watches these and sticks around and listens to me wittering. So this episode is coming to an end. I'm going to say bye now because it's going to cut off any second.